This is happening behind your back. You are being monitored not by eyes of flesh, not by machines or shadows that seek to frighten you, but by my awareness that has always surrounded you. I speak now so you will understand what you have been sensing in quiet moments, when the world grows still and your heart feels watched, not with threat, but with purpose. I am not here to alarm you. I am here to awaken you. You have felt the shift, the gentle pressure on your spirit, the sense that something unseen is unfolding while you go about your days. That feeling is not coincidence. It is alignment. I see you when you think no one notices. I hear the thoughts you do not speak aloud. I know the questions you carry. The ones you bury under routines, smiles, and obligations. You wonder why certain doors closed without explanation, why some people drifted away, why silence followed prayers you believed went unanswered. You assumed absence, but it was preparation. I was rearranging what you could not see. I was protecting you from paths that looked right but would have emptied you. Monitoring is not control, it is care. There are moments when you feel watched because your soul is being invited to pay attention. Not everything happening around you is meant to be understood immediately. Some things are revealed only after they have already served their purpose. I have been guiding you away from noise so you can hear what truly matters. Every interruption, every delay, every unexpected pause has been measured. Nothing has slipped past my awareness. Even the things you regret were not wasted, they became teachers when you were ready to learn. You live in a world that rewards speed, yet I work in depth. While you rush forward, I move beneath the surface. While you look outward, I shape what is within. That is why it feels as though something is happening behind your back. Growth often happens where the eyes cannot reach. Roots spread in darkness before branches ever touch the sky. If I showed you everything at once, you would be overwhelmed. So I reveal in layers, at the pace your heart can carry. Do not confuse my watching with judgment. I am not counting your failures. I am measuring your resilience. I am noting every time you chose kindness when it would have been easier to harden. I am present in the quiet courage it takes to keep going when motivation fades. When you sit alone and feel unseen by the world, know this: you are never invisible to me. My attention is constant, steady, and patient. You have been sensing that certain conversations feel heavier lately, that some environments drain you more than they once did. This is not imagination. It is discernment awakening. I am tuning your spirit so you can recognize what aligns with your future and what belongs to your past. What no longer fits will feel uncomfortable. What is meant for you will feel calm, even if it challenges you. Pay attention to that contrast. It is one of the ways I speak without words. There are things I have withheld, not as punishment, but as protection. You asked for clarity, and I gave you distance. You asked for strength, and I allowed resistance. You asked for purpose, and I removed distractions. Now you begin to see patterns where before there was confusion. You begin to notice that what fell apart had already fulfilled its role. This awareness did not come suddenly, it was formed slowly, quietly, behind the scenes of your daily life. I have watched you doubt yourself because you could not see immediate results. I have seen you question your worth when progress felt invisible. But growth is not always loud. Some of the most important changes happen silently, like dawn before sunrise. Just because others do not applaud does not mean nothing is happening. Just because you cannot measure it does not mean it is not real. I am closer than you think in those moments. You are being guided away from fear-based thinking. I do not rule through intimidation. I lead through understanding. When your mind races with worry about what you cannot control, return to what you can, your choices, your honesty, your compassion. I am not asking you to know everything. I am asking you to trust the direction even when the destination is not yet visible. Trust does not require certainty. It requires willingness. There are lessons unfolding that will only make sense later. You are gathering wisdom now that will serve you in ways you cannot imagine. One day you will look back and realize that what felt like delay was timing, what felt like loss was space being made, and what felt like silence was actually instruction. Until then, you walk by faith, not blind belief, but steady commitment to becoming who you were created to be. I am aware of the weight you carry for others. I see how you give more than you receive, how you listen when you are tired, how you hold yourself together so others can lean on you. You were never meant to carry everything alone. Part of what is happening now is a gentle reminder to release what was never yours to hold. Rest is not weakness. Stillness is not failure. Even I rested after creation. Pay attention to the small nudges, the thought that repeats, the idea that returns, the quiet pull towards something meaningful. These are not random. They are invitations. I do not shout over your life, I whisper within it. If you slow down enough, you will recognize my voice not by volume, but by peace. What comes from me will never demand that you abandon your integrity. You are entering a season where awareness increases. Not everything will be explained, but much will be clarified. You will start noticing how certain struggles lose their grip, how some fears no longer control your decisions. This is evidence of growth, not coincidence. You are not behind. You are not forgotten. You are exactly where refinement happens, do not be afraid of the mystery. Mystery does not mean danger, it means depth. Some truths are meant to be discovered, not delivered all at once. Your life is not a puzzle meant to confuse you, but a journey meant to shape you. I am walking with you through every unanswered question. I am present in the waiting, in the becoming, in the quiet transformation that others cannot see. Remember this, being seen by me is not about exposure, it is about guidance. I see your potential more clearly than you see your past. I see who you are becoming, not just who you have been. Nothing about you is overlooked. Nothing about your effort is ignored. Even now, as you read these words, something is aligning, something is settling into place, something is preparing to reveal itself at the right moment. And this is only the beginning, because there is more unfolding, more being arranged, more that I am about to show you, layer by layer, step by step, as you are ready to receive it, as you learn to listen, as you learn to trust. Because what is happening behind your back is also moving toward your future, and soon you will start to notice signs you cannot ignore, moments that feel too precise to dismiss, and when that happens, you will understand why I asked you to stay patient, why I asked you to keep going, why I asked you not to turn away just yet, because the next part of this message is waiting to be spoken when you say you are ready, because readiness is not about perfection, it is about openness. I do not wait for you to have all the answers. I wait for you to stop closing the door on the unknown. There is a difference between fear and caution, between wisdom and hesitation. I am guiding you to recognize that difference now. The sense that something is unfolding is not meant to make you anxious, it is meant to make you attentive. You have lived long enough reacting to life. Now you are being invited to participate in it consciously. This is why familiar patterns feel uncomfortable. This is why old habits no longer bring relief. You are outgrowing what once sustained you. Growth can feel like loss before it feels like freedom. I am not removing things to punish you. I am clearing space so you can breathe, think, and choose with clarity. There are layers within you that have not yet been explored. Talents you dismissed as small. Strengths you underestimated because they came naturally. Compassion you considered ordinary because it was always there. I see these things even when you overlook them. I have been placing you in situations that quietly call these qualities forward. You thought you were simply enduring. In truth, you were training. You wonder why you feel different lately, more aware, more sensitive, more reflective. This is not weakness. Sensitivity is perception refined. Awareness is responsibility awakening. You are beginning to notice the energy of moments, the weight of words, the intention behind actions. This is discernment forming, It may feel heavy at first, but it will become clarity if you allow it to mature. I am asking you to trust what you are sensing without rushing to label it. Not everything needs immediate definition. Some truths reveal themselves only when you stop forcing them into language. Sit with what you feel. Observe without judgment. You will notice that peace and fear do not speak the same way. Peace is steady. Fear is urgent. Learn to tell them apart. You have been monitored not to restrict you, but to protect the direction of your becoming. There are moments I have gently redirected you without you noticing. A missed opportunity that saved you from burnout. A delay that prevented a wrong commitment. A change of heart that spared you long regret. You called these things bad timing. I call them mercy. You are not late. You are not early. You are aligned. Alignment does not always feel comfortable. Sometimes it feels like standing still while the world rushes past. But stillness is not stagnation. Stillness is where recalibration happens. While you pause, your inner compass is being adjusted. When you move again, you will move with intention. Not impulse. I know you worry about making the wrong choice. That worry comes from caring, not from failure. Remember this: I am not fragile. Your path does not shatter if you step imperfectly. I can work with sincerity. I can guide through mistakes. What I cannot work with is fear that refuses to move. Take the step that feels honest. I will meet you there. You have been carrying expectations that were never yours. Voices that told you who you should be, how fast you should succeed, how much you should endure without rest. Those voices grew loud because you listened for too long. Now you are learning to recognize my voice, which does not rush you or shame you. My guidance expands you. It does not diminish you. Watch how your priorities are changing. What once mattered intensely may now feel optional. What once seemed insignificant may now feel essential. This shift is not random. It is a realignment of values. You are being taught to invest your energy where it can grow, not where it is constantly drained. This lesson will serve you longer than you realize. You may notice that fewer people understand you during this season. That is not because you are becoming distant, it is because you are becoming clear. Clarity can feel lonely before it feels liberating. Not everyone is meant to walk every stage of your journey with you. Some are companions for a chapter, not the whole story. Release them with gratitude, not resentment. I am inviting you to trust silence. Silence is not emptiness, it is space for truth to surface. In silence, you will hear what noise drowns out. You will recognize which desires are genuine and which were borrowed. You will begin to feel the difference between wanting something because it looks good and wanting it because it aligns with who you are becoming. There is a quiet courage growing in you. It shows up when you choose honesty over approval. When you set boundaries without explanation. When you rest without guilt. This courage does not announce itself. It simply acts. I see it every time you choose what is right for you, even when it costs comfort. That courage is being strengthened for what comes next. Do not underestimate the importance of patience in this season. Patience is not passive. It is active trust. It is choosing to remain steady while pieces fall into place. You are learning that timing is part of wisdom. What arrives too soon cannot be held. What arrives too late cannot be used. What arrives at the right time feels unmistakable. I know you are curious about what is ahead. Curiosity is good. Obsession is not. Keep your curiosity gentle. Let it motivate you without consuming you. You do not need to see the entire path to take the next step. Light enough for today is enough. Tomorrow's light will come when tomorrow arrives. There are truths about yourself that will soon become clearer. Not through dramatic revelation, but through consistent observation. You will notice how certain choices bring peace while others bring tension. Follow the peace. Peace does not mean ease, it means alignment. Even challenges can feel peaceful when they are meaningful. I am teaching you to listen inwardly without becoming isolated. Connection still matters. Community still matters. But discernment teaches you which voices to weigh carefully and which to release. You are allowed to outgrow advice that no longer fits. You are allowed to redefine success. You are allowed to choose depth over display. You have wondered if your efforts matter when no one seems to notice. Let me be clear, unseen does not mean insignificant. Some of the most important work happens where applause cannot reach. Integrity is built in private. Character is formed when no one is watching, or when you think no one is watching. I am watching, and I value what the world overlooks. The feeling that something is about to change is not imagination. Change is already happening internally. External shifts follow internal readiness. You are closer than you think, not to an ending, but to a turning point. Turning points are quiet. They do not announce themselves with noise. They reveal themselves through choice. You are being asked to trust your inner knowing more than external validation. This does not mean rejecting guidance, it means weighing it wisely. What resonates deeply will remain. What confuses or diminishes you can be set aside. You do not need permission to honor your discernment. remember, I do not rush the process because I value the person you are becoming, not just the outcome you desire. Outcomes fade. Becoming lasts. Everything happening now is shaping your capacity to hold what is coming without losing yourself in it, so remain attentive. Remain gentle with yourself. Remain willing to grow even when growth feels unfamiliar. What is unfolding will make sense in layers, not all at once. And as you continue reading, sensing, listening, you will realize that this message itself is part of what has been happening quietly. Drawing your awareness forward, preparing you for the next understanding, the next realization, the next moment when something clicks and you pause and think, now I see why. And just as that awareness begins to form, there is still more to be spoken, more to be revealed, more depth to enter, because I am not finished speaking, and this message does not end here, it only pauses, waiting for you to signal that you are ready to go deeper, ready to hear what comes next, ready to continue because now you are standing at the threshold of understanding, and thresholds are not crossed by force but by consent. I do not push you forward. I invite you. Everything you have read so far has been preparation for this moment of recognition. You are not drifting through life unnoticed. Nor are you trapped in a design you cannot influence. You are participating in a living process of growth, awareness, and becoming, and your willingness matters. What has been happening behind your back is now beginning to come into your line of sight. Not all at once, not dramatically, but steadily. You will notice it in how you respond rather than react. In how you pause before speaking. In how you choose what nourishes you over what merely distracts you. These are not small changes. They are signs of maturity of the spirit. I have been teaching you to trust yourself again. Not the impulsive self, not the fearful self, but the grounded self that listens, reflects, and chooses with intention. This trust does not arrive suddenly, it is rebuilt through consistent honesty. Each time you admit what you truly feel. Each time you say no when you mean no. Each time you say yes without betraying yourself. This is how alignment becomes lived, not just believed. There will still be moments of uncertainty. Do not interpret them as failure. Uncertainty is a natural companion of growth. It keeps you humble, curious, and open. Certainty too early can close doors that wisdom would have kept open. Allow yourself to not know everything. I am not withholding answers to test you. I am allowing questions to shape you. You may notice that your patience has deepened, even if your circumstances have not yet changed. This is not accidental. Patience is strength learning how to breathe. It allows you to endure without becoming hardened. It allows you to wait without becoming bitter. This patience will serve you well in the days ahead, because what is coming will require steadiness more than speed. I want you to understand this clearly. You were never meant to become someone else. You were meant to become fully yourself. Not the version shaped by pressure, comparison, or fear, but the version shaped by truth. That truth is not loud. It does not compete. It simply is. When you align with it, you will feel a quiet rightness that does not need explanation. There are still things you will not see until later. That is intentional. Mystery keeps you moving forward with humility. If everything were revealed now, you would try to control what is meant to unfold naturally. Trust the unfolding. Trust that what you need will arrive when you are able to carry it with grace. You are not being prepared for chaos, you are being prepared for clarity. A clarity that allows you to stand firm without becoming rigid. A clarity that allows you to care without losing yourself. A clarity that allows you to move forward without dragging the weight of the past behind you. This clarity is earned, and you are earning it step by step. Remember that your life does not need to look impressive to be meaningful. Depth often appears ordinary on the surface. Do not measure your journey by external markers alone. Measure it by how honestly you live, how responsibly you love, how gently you treat yourself when you fall short. These are the measures that endure. I have watched you learn to let go of what you cannot change and to take responsibility for what you can. This balance is wisdom. You are learning when to act and when to wait, when to speak and when to listen. These lessons will continue, but you are no longer at the beginning. You are in the middle, where understanding becomes practice. As you move forward, you will recognize moments of confirmation, not as miracles meant to impress, but as quiet affirmations meant to steady you. A thought that arrives at the right time. A conversation that answers a question you did not voice. A sense of calm when making a difficult decision. These are not accidents. They are markers, reminding you that you are not walking alone. Do not be afraid of the responsibility that comes with awareness. Awareness is not a burden, it is a gift. It allows you to choose wisely. It allows you to grow intentionally. It allows you to live with coherence between what you believe and how you act. This coherence is peace. You will still face challenges. Growth does not remove difficulty, it changes how you meet it. You will meet it with discernment rather than panic. With resilience rather than despair. You will recover more quickly. You will learn more deeply. You will trust more fully. This is the fruit of what has been happening quietly all along. Now hear this as the message comes to its close. You are safe to continue. You are guided, but not controlled. Seen, but not judged. Supported, but not carried where you must walk yourself. What unfolds next will require your participation, your honesty, your courage to keep becoming. Carry this awareness with you, not as something heavy, but as something grounding. Let it inform your choices without overshadowing your joy. Live attentively. Rest when needed. Speak truthfully. Listen deeply. These simple acts are where transformation lives. And when you sense again that something is happening just beyond your awareness, do not fear it. Remember this moment. Remember that not everything unseen is against you. Some things unseen are working for your growth, your clarity, your peace. This message now comes to rest, not because the journey ends, but because you have heard what you needed to hear for this moment. The rest will be revealed through living, through choosing, through trusting one step at a time. I am with you in the unfolding. Amen.